Hello, Pisces. Welcome to your reading of November the 5th through the 11th, 2023. My name is Dawn. You're listening to Dawn Williams Tarot. As always, thank you for coming back and listening to this message. I hope that it's actually a timeless message for you, regardless of whether you hear this message between the week of November the 5th to the 11th. Spirit has shown me that there's pockets of information that is being shared, like light codes, that type of thing that's coming in. And one of the reasons why I always ask for you to, subscribe to this channel is because then your energies also are collected and brought in when we do the readings themselves to help lift up the channel into a higher vibratory, messages for everyone. How was your October? I have notes I need to read to you. How was your October? How was your Halloween? My Halloween was very low key. I chose for it to be that way. I didn't really want to add my energy to what was already surfacing on the planet for that day. We do have a new moon on the 13th. That moon will be in Scorpio. Scorpio is a energy of transmutation. It's death and rebirth. We are in Scorpio season right now. This may be a very difficult month for many people, so just be aware. I was also told that this month that we're going to be going through, not everyone, but we will be having energies of recovery, reset, high emotions, and self-care. So the recovery could very well be any number of things: recovering from a lost job, recovering from a loss of some kind, recovering from surgery, recovering from, being bombarded with all the information that's coming up. The reset is individualized. I was not given any more information other than there will be resets this month. The high emotions, of course, make sense. There's a lot of activity on the planet. We are looking at potentially going into war, which is big. That has been causing some stress and also causing high emotions within people. Here in the United States, they're talking about reinstituting the draft so that they would be drafting our young people into the military to go fight this war. I don't know what your feelings are about that. And that's really not what this video is about, but it's just to explain this is why these emotions are going to be surfacing, and to be mindful that people are going through their own challenges, right? So try to be as kind as possible. One of the messages that came through is, I listened to this guy named Lee Harris. He's on YouTube. He does channel his guides are called the Z's, like the letter Z. He's been channeling them for over 20 years. Basically, what he does every month is he does an update as to what the energies are that we will be looking at for each individual month. Well, for the month of November, he was actually, what it gave me was validation of what I've been given. And one of the comments that he made in that video was, are we feeling our feelings, or are we aiming our wounds? And wow, it just hit me, because I don't know about you, but people have been lashing out. I think that people feel very unsettled right now. And I feel as though that makes sense. It doesn't mean that I accept that behavior, but it is an awareness, right? That people are coming from that place of being a wounded child, or their wounds are surfacing, right? And they're just lashing out, letting them rip, basically. So be aware of that energy. The next thing that was shared with me for this month, because we're still at the beginning of the month, today is the 4th, is there are energies that we will be working through this month, regardless of whether you're aware of them or not. But since you're listening to this message, you will be aware of trust and surrender. And trust, of course, we all know what trust means. Like, I trust that you are giving me the most accurate information, or I trust that you have my back, or I trust in our friendship, those types of things. But where that trust may be broken is because of a lot of information that will be surfacing this month. There is a lot more information that is going to come up that is going to question long-held beliefs, not only in the month of November, but also in the month of December and moving forward. More and more things are coming up, right? The way that the planet is going through her ascension process, as well as the people on her, all the beings on her, is we have to do a clearing. We have to bring up all the dark, ugly stuff that we don't want to look at. And that's one of the reasons why we have these dark nights of the soul, where we look at these really painful things so that we can bring them up, look at them, heal them, and find that inner strength to keep moving forward, right? So the surrender portion comes from, there may be things coming up about things that you've held for long, as a long-term belief, things that you were taught as a child. It could have to do with your religion. It could have to do with your spiritual beliefs in general. It could very well be anything that you have really clung to in terms of it being a real, valid, trustworthy belief system within you. Excuse me. Maybe coming up for question, maybe coming up for you to look at. And the surrender portion is, this was a gift. Todd Williams. Okay. The surrender portion has to do with, once you recognize that one of your beliefs is being challenged or you're being triggered, the surrender portion has to do with, you don't have to push that completely out of your space, but the surrender portion means you go inside yourself. You go into meditation. And Spirit says the best way to discern is to access your gut feelings, and integrate your gut with your heart. And if it still feels like a truth, then look at it logically with your mind, right? It's integrating all three of those energies. But the biggest impact has to do, how does it make you feel in your heart? Is the information coming forward something that you can consider? The other thing is it isn't a black or white or a yes or a no. It's kind of like, you might have to have some of these thoughts or these experiences, kind of take your time with them, basically, so that they can just settle to see how you really feel. You don't have to make a decision right away. But that's the surrender to the process type of a position. The other thing is the high emotions that they're talking about is because right now there is such an escalation of dark energy that's rising, or the lower vibrational energy, I should call it. The energy of war, the energy of disinformation, the energy of separation, the energy of division, having to pick a side, look at this and look at that. And then you have to decide, do you agree with them or do you agree with them, right? You can take a step back and go into a place of higher awareness, look at it from a higher perspective instead of just on this physical level. How does this resonate with you as a soul, that type of an energy? And then Spirit gave me an exercise that I'm sharing with you. I am doing this exercise, but I'm sharing this with you. You can decide to do this, or you don't have to. There's, of course, there's nothing that's going to, put your feet to the fire, so to speak. And that is to recognize for the month of November, how often are you in the energy of joy? How often are you in the energy of love? And how often are you in the energy of inner peace? Do you carve out time in your day for all of those energies? Because those are the higher vibrational energies that counteract those lower vibrational energies. And the exercise is to take a piece of paper, right? Put joy, put peace, put love. And then every time you feel those energies, put a little tick or an X or however it is that you would check mark those energies. You can put this on your phone. Maybe you have a app on there that's for notes or something like that, for a way for you to capture information. And then every time you tap into those, just put a little check. And the reason why you're doing that is it's giving you a visual, because a lot of people are visual learners. It's giving you a visual, and it's giving you a confirmation that yes, you really do tap into those other energies much more than you have in the past. And it's giving you this, here it is, here's your proof, right? Then at the end of the month, you can look back and see how often you've tapped into that energy for yourself. And I'll ask you at the end of the month how your ticks went, how your joy, love, and peace went. Okay, so those are all the things that Spirit had wanted me to share with you. The self-care portion. The self-care portion is self-explanatory. We just don't do it enough. We give so much of our energy away. We get up in the morning, and many of us who are working, which I'm retired now, so I don't have to get up early anymore, which I am so grateful. But so many of us just get, shot out of bed, and we, gobble down food, and then we go to work, and we give all this energy to a job so that we can have money to create a life, right? To provide for our families. And it's this kind of this hamster wheel type of a thing. But the reality is we give so much away that at the end of the day, how much do we really have for ourselves? And that's kind of the thought that Spirit is wanting me to share with you, is that you need to take more time out of your day, your week, pick a time, pick a date, but carve it into your routine to give back to yourself. And what does that mean? I don't know. It could mean taking a hot detox bath. It could be, it doesn't necessarily have to be anything that's a big thing, but just an opportunity to go within and find that peaceful. It doesn't mean you have to go in and do deep meditation. It's just quieting yourself, right? Being fully present with yourself. So those are the energies that they're talking about. Okay, Pisces. I have a tickle. I am going to pull two cards from Oracle decks. One of them is the Shaman's Dream Oracle, which is a new deck to me. I don't know all the cards yet, so I may have to read. The second card is the Archangel Oracle deck by Doreen Virtue, which I've had for a really long time. It's a beautiful deck. I've been working with the angels this month. That's kind of my personal assignment, is to work more closely with those energies so that I can really differentiate between the angels that I'm working with. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull your first oracle card, which is, oh, this is beautiful. Stars in the sky and limitless possibilities. So this is definitely a call that you are able to pull in anything and everything is limitless possibilities. And there you are in your lotus position, right? As a light being. This is spirit. This is your spirit. This is your soul, right? Sitting on here, bringing down all that beautiful energy there. So I am just going to look real quick to see what it says. 51. It's talking about limitless possibilities and embracing the opportunities. When you look up into the velvety dark blanket of the night sky covered with the vast expanse of space, you can count all the stars. Can you imagine that you are only glimpsing a teeny sliver of what is actually there? This is the domain of limitless possibilities, the never-ending sea of potential that you yourself are made of and have now at your disposal. Your life right now is alive with possibilities and needs your clear focus to hone in on what avenue of exploration most calls to you. It's time to choose and not be distracted by the sheer magnitude of what may be. Keep your focus on the essential of potential rather than the form of it. The universe has its own ideas of how best to serve you and all of us at the same time. Trust this is fact rather than theory, and you ought not act surprised when your dreams come true, for they surely will, exactly how you need them to. Pisces, that's a beautiful card. I love this card, Pisces. Oh, it warms my heart. Okay, what is your next card? Is healthy lifestyle. So this is Archangel Raphael. Eat a healthful diet, get adequate sleep, and exercise regularly for optimal health. Okay, so I feel like this is also tapping into that earlier message of self-care. Okay, this is just reaffirming. But now you have this angel, Archangel Raphael. And as you can see, he does carry the Medusis or whatever this thing is called. You know, that they use in healing. Beautiful card, Pisces. Absorb that beautiful energy. Yay. Okay, so now I'm going to pull your cards. I call on our higher selves. I call on the God of our heart. I call on our ancestors. I call on our angels. I call on our guardian angels. I call on any beings that are of the light that can shed light for our Pisces for this week of November the 5th through 11th. And even though this is a timeless message, energies that will help them guide them forward to their best and most auspicious outcome. Hey. So I'm going to pull your card. Ooh, death and rebirth. I knew that was going to come in because that's that Scorpio energy for this month. Okay, so now I'm going to ask for clarifiers, please. Highest and best for our Pisces. What do they need to know? Wow. Okay, there is potential for love to come in this month for you, for some of you. Oops. Wow. Okay, so let me look around here. Hmm. And Ten of Cups. Okay, Pisces. So the first column has to do with your strengths for this month. We start off with a gift of the Ace of Cups. And this is why I feel as though this could very well be a love reading for some of you. Okay. It's a love reading for some of you because not only do we have the Ace of Cups, but in the end, your final card is the Two of Cups. So this is an opportunity. This is an opportunity of love. You have to do something with it. Of course, once it comes in, doesn't necessarily have to mean that it is a a love message for all of you. It could very well be that it is it could do with any number of things, maybe finding a job that you absolutely love, or finding a new home that you absolutely love, or anything that really lights up your heart. Finding I don't know, anything that would connect with you with another person, right? This is just an opportunity that's coming in for you as a strength. Maybe you are going to be giving out a lot more from your heart space this month, okay, or this week. But this is a seed, right? On the Rider-Waite deck, it is the hand of God handing you this cup, and your cup is constantly overflowing. It is never empty. It's always flowing, but it is an opportunity. So you have to take that cup and you have to bring it inside you and allow it to nourish. What is confirming that Ace of Cups is the Page of Pentacles, the Hermit card, and the Temperance card, which is another angel card. So let me explain the Angel or the Ace of Cups, Angel of Cups. The Ace of Cups is clarified by this Page of Pentacles. Now, this could very well be a person who is just learning how to, balance their budget, and they're just starting to get into making money and what money means to them, and all the things that are pretty much a grounded energy for this individual. This individual it could be somebody that is younger than you are, has a younger vibration, doesn't have a lot of life experience. Very much a go-getter, very much a hard worker, very much interested in learning how to get ahead in life, right? So this could be somebody that is in your family. This could be one of your children. This could be a grandchild if you're older. It could be your neighbor. It could be your neighbor's kid. It could be anybody that is around you and in your energy. And this is an opportunity for you to be able to either help them on their path, right? Help them understand the knowledge that you have, right? So you could be a mentor to this person on some level. Or this person can actually be a mentor to you. What do I mean by that? Like, if you think about it, if you're an older person like myself, I'm just going to use myself, my age, right? There are things that younger kids do today that we didn't do when we were growing up, right? They're really good at, technology, and they're really good at computers, and they're really good at figuring things out. They don't necessarily follow the same path that we were taught as a way of being, meaning, you go to school, and then you graduate high school, and then you go to college, and you meet someone, and you start your family, and you live the life. Their way of living is completely different, and we have a lot to learn from this younger generation. So this is an opportunity for you possibly to tap into this beautiful, healthy exchange of being with someone younger than you. Just have an open heart, allow them in. You don't have to agree with everything they say, and you don't always have to tell them whether they're right or wrong. You just have to be the observer and just enjoy the exchange, right? Because it's an opportunity and it is a strength for you this week. Then you have the Hermit. Now, the Hermit card is a really interesting card for me. I feel as though when I'm getting ready to take a leap, graduate a level in my spiritual awareness, I have a tendency to become very hermited, meaning that I really go within myself. I take the time to really explore what it is that I'm trying to do, what is it that I'm trying to accomplish. What am I working on? Am I working on wounded child issues? Am I working on being afraid of the dark? Am I working on being single? Like anything that it could be, right? Not that I'm afraid of the dark. I'm not afraid of the dark, but I'm just using that as an, as an example. But whatever it is that you're working on, you need to go within. And that's what this is talking about. This is a time of really going within yourself and really finding these answers for yourself. And I feel as though all of us who are working in the light, who are of service to others, will be doing these exercises quite frequently. So you may find yourself pulling yourself away from your normal day-to-day or your normal expression that you have with your family or with people that you may live with or from people that you work with. It's just a time of solitude, a time of going within and finding those answers for yourself. And this is an opportunity for you because it may very well be that you don't do that often enough, right? So take it how it resonates. And then you have the Temperance card. What I love about the Temperance card is this is an angel, this is angelic energies, but this is a card about balance, and it's also a card of caution. So it's really looking to balance whatever energies are out of balance in your life. Like maybe you have a really great job, you have a really great home, but you're not in any type of relationship. You don't have love coming in, right? So you're out of balance in that way. Or you have a really great relationship, but you've lost your job and now you have no money coming in, and that's out of balance. So that's kind of the things that we're talking about with this balance. Where in your life do you feel that you're out of balance? The other thing is the caution. There's caution also involved with this. And that is the caution. And as this is an opportunity, you may want to think about this before you decide to jump both feet into a new role or into a new project or into creating something new. Just make sure you do all your homework to make sure that's the direction you truly want to go. Make sure you tick all the boxes, right? Make sure it aligns with your gut, your heart, and then your mind, right? So that's kind of what this is saying. And as this is an opportunity for you, I feel as though you're going to be finding yourself where you're recognizing when the energy is out of balance, and then you'll self-correct. And you might overcorrect, and then you'll find yourself coming back to center, right? That's kind of what this energy is. The other thing about that has to do with the angels have got your back, right? So the angels have always have got your back. So when you're feeling like you're out of sync and you feel like you can't get yourself back into center, ask for help. Ask for Raphael to come in and help, because they can only help you. The angels can only help you if you ask for them to help you, okay? And that is the truth. So that's what's going on for your strengths. Now, this is the column of what's helping or hindering you. Your first card is the Four of Pentacles. And the Four of Pentacles is a card of looking for financial stability. So it could very well be that in October you spent a lot of money for whatever reason, or maybe you lost your job or something like that. There is a little bit of fear associated with this card, because if you look at her, she's really hanging on to that pocketbook. And if you look, she's hanging on to her money over her heart space. So she's actually closing off her heart, even though she thinks she's protecting her heart. She's closing it down, right? And money has to flow. Money is just another energy. And while we have put this great emphasis on money, right? Oh, it's the root of all evil, and it's the end all be all. We're always competing with the Joneses or whatever it is. We always have to have the next new glitzy thing. This card is telling you that if you hang on too tightly, that energy is just as bad as having way too much and just throwing it all away, right? So you do have to find your balance. Find that balance within your money space. I have always been of the belief that even though there have been times in my life where I had very, very little, I always knew I was going to be taken care of. And that has always been an absolute truth for me. So I hope you can tap into that. The other thing about this card that I wanted to share with you is that this is, and even though this has to do with your finances, this could also mean that you're trying to look for balance in a career, in your career, or in a job. This has to do with your physical security. But even though you may be hanging on, I feel it's only temporary, because your next card is the Sun card. And the Sun card means the sun is shining on you. All good, happy things, right? The sun is shining on you. Everything is going to work out for you. This is giving you your reassurance, okay? And don't allow yourself to get balled up. This right here, this Eight of Swords, is saying that you're in fear, that you feel as if you're stuck. You feel like you don't have a way out. And what Spirit is telling you is that you have unlimited possibilities. Feeling stuck is a mental exercise. You're stuck in your mind. You're stuck with your thoughts. They keep going round and round. It could very well be that you are, feeling as though you don't have enough, or you feeling as though you don't have enough skills, or maybe you don't have you're not a very aggressive individual, or you don't have enough personality, you don't, whatever it is, there's lacking. There's this card is also about lacking the skills that you need. That is all just in your mind, because you wouldn't be here on this planet at this time, living this life, if you weren't meant to be here, if God didn't have a purpose for you. What is your purpose? Right? So these thoughts are self-inflicted. The idea is to change your thoughts. Change your thoughts. Every time a negative thought comes in, replace it with a positive thought. And what that does is it actually trains your mind to flip, right? Flip the thought. Because the sun's shining on you. This is the happiest card in the deck. This is right in the center of your reading. So this is telling me that you're going to be fine. You're going to be okay. It's all going to work out for you, okay? Now, your last card in this column, though, is the Five of Pentacles. Again, this is focusing on lack. This is focusing on feeling like you've been left out in the cold. Now, this could also represent an energy of not feeling as though you've been included, maybe in conversations, maybe included in projects at work. You've been overlooked somehow. Maybe you don't feel appreciated enough, like you put in a lot of hard work, because it has to do with career, home life, money, that type of thing. Maybe you feel as though you've been passed over for promotion, those types of energies. But the thing about this card always represents to me is gratitude. when you're lacking gratitude for the things that you have, that's when the things that, and you are in that lower vibration, that's when things do get stuck. That's when you do feel as though you're not making progress. So again, it's one of those things of start really thinking about the positives in your life, start recognizing them. It's kind of like that joy, love, and peace. Tick the boxes every time so that you can get yourself out of these lower vibrational frequencies. Okay. Fives are also about change. So change is coming in for you. It could very well be about your money situation because you do have this Four of Pentacles as well. You're looking for that stability for finances. So this could be a hindrance for you if you don't change your attitude towards it. Okay. Your next column has to do with your opportunities. Interesting. We start off with the Death and Rebirth card. Now, the death doesn't necessarily mean a physical death for you. It could mean that for some of you, meaning that someone passes. But for the most part, when people get this, this is a transmutational card. You're transmutating from one part of you to a new part of you. So the death of the old and the new, right? Now, to me, this makes perfect sense because we are in the energy of Scorpio. That's the energy this month. Death and Rebirth is definitely their card. This is a Scorpio card. This does represent Scorpio energy. You will be feeling this Death and Rebirth card this month. And so what that means is the death of the old, meaning some part of you is going to die away. Some part of you is dead, done, and over. And then another part of you is starting anew. This could mean dead, done, and over. Maybe you have been single for a long time, right? And you have this new opportunity of love. And then I will explain that this is the solidification of that. It could very well be that you're going to be calling in your soulmate because that Two of Cups is the soulmate card for me, right? So it could very well be that you're ending a very big chapter for yourself. Maybe you're going to find the love of your life. The other thing is maybe you realize that the path that you've been on in your job is no longer satisfying to you and you want to do something completely different, right? You want to go down a different path, right? So that is what this is about. And if you look at the card, I do like the card. It's not scary like the way it is in the Rider-Waite with the, skeleton guy riding on the back of his horse. I don't know. This seems to be a little bit more gentle because you do have this beautiful rebirth right here, right? The sun is coming in and it's like the sun is shining on you. And the sun is shining on you because you got the sun card too, right? It's beautiful. Okay, so your death and rebirth has been clarified by the Queen of Cups. This could very well be the love coming in, right? And I'll explain this. You do have this Seven of Swords, so this is an energy of caution and protection, and I'll tell you about that in a second. And then we have the final card as the Two of Cups. So this Queen of Cups is the queen that is very much into her heart. She's very much into creating a peaceful home, creating a beautiful living arrangement, right? This energy is about your physical security and about creating a beautiful home life. She's very intuitive. She's very in tune with herself. She's a very good communicator. She comes from the heart. She's very honest. She's open. She will give you deep love, right? This is that energy. Now, it doesn't have to be gender specific. It doesn't necessarily have to be a female. It could be a male, but that's the energy that she embodies. And if you look at her, she's very much in tune with her higher self. She's very much a very spiritual being, okay? She goes for the things, she focuses on those things that make her happy and feel whole and feel connected to source. And then you have the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords energy is an energy of looking for experience, looking for confidence. But the sword energy is also representative of lying, cheating, stealing. Not necessarily that this is going to happen to you. It doesn't necessarily even have to represent energies that may be brought in because of this individual, since this card is right below her. But what this is saying is that you just want to be mindful of your space. So let's say you go out on a date and it's at night. Just be sure that you are aware of your surroundings before you get out of your vehicle. Like, don't park in a place that's sketchy. Make sure that you don't have anything in your vehicle that is worth stealing. Like, don't leave your laptop in your car. Don't leave anything valuable in your vehicle. Always make sure that you lock your vehicle, right? Be sure of your surroundings before you get into a vehicle, especially if you're female. So those are all those kinds of energies that are here, right? For awareness. And then you have the Two of Cups. The Two of Cups to me is the union of soul, union of soulmates. Now, this could be the union of the perfect relationship for you, since that seems to be a theme for you this month. So some of you may be tapping into a new relationship. And as you can see, the energies are quite beautiful. What I love about the Two of Cups, especially on this card, is you can see that there are, you can tell that there's differences because there's a darker arm and a lighter arm. So that's just kind of two different energies coming together. And once they hold hands, that energy is then blended and it fills up both of their cups. But as they come to the union, they both have a cup for offering, which is their heart space, and it's full and it's ready and it's willing to have that deep heart connection. And that's what this card is about. Now, if you are already in a long-lasting relationship, this could very well be that during this month, something comes in that really solidifies and makes you really aware of how much this individual means to you, of how much of a soul connection you have with your significant other, okay? The other thing this could represent is a partnership. It could very well be that you and a friend have started a esthetician. Maybe you've started a hair salon and you have, two people that are working in a business together, and you both have been friends for life. And, it could be that kind of an energy. Or it could very well be that this person is new coming into your life that has a lot of experience in an area that you don't have experience in. Yet you have a lot of experience in an area that they don't have. So it's a very beautiful, blessed, complementary kind of an energy. And that's what is your final card for this reading. I really do feel as though there's a lot of really good energy here. There's only a couple of things actually, and it's really just this Eight of Swords, which is just a feeling of being stuck. Feeling of having these mental thoughts. Everything else looks really good from my perspective. And you've got unlimited potential. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull your 5 last main themes, Pisces. And your first card is a broken wishbone. A wish will not be granted. I don't know what that is, and it doesn't necessarily mean that that's going to be for all of you, but something that you may have wanted may not be coming in. And I always look at things when things seem to fall apart like this, or you really want something. I really feel that it's because Spirit recognizes and realizes that they've got something better in store. And if you look at it from that perspective, you don't have as much of a disappointment because you're not getting exactly what it is that you want, okay? We sometimes don't always know. We have the Unicorn. Use your intuition to make beneficial changes. I love that card. Next, we have a gong. An exciting event is coming up. Hopefully it's Thanksgiving. My favorite, one of my favorites. Tortoise, slowly but surely getting ahead. And your final card is Throne, position of authority. So, as I said, maybe some of you will be getting, an offer, right? Moving up within your company for some reason. You're going to get recognition for all the hard work that you've done. Okay, Pisces, I hope something within this reading has been helpful to you. As always, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. I would really like it if you would like my video, subscribe if you're new so that you are notified when videos are released. I do release videos weekly. And I think that's it for this reading. I hope you enjoyed it. Take very good care of you, and until next time, enjoy your week. Cheers.